Hello, everyone. It's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and welcome to the streaming Wasteland here on the SPDM Crew Podcasting Network. And this is my weekly show where each Friday I pick a streaming service and three previously released films off of it. And hopefully, by the end of this episode, you have a whole weekend's worth of movies to go check out. And we're going to one of the more popular streaming services this week and the most accessible, and that is Amazon Prime Video. And each of these films is available free through your Prime membership if you have one. And got a little bit of variety here. We're going to start off back in 1971 with the psychological drama war thriller The Beguiled. And this film is from director Don Siegel, who also directed Dirty Harry, starring Clint Eastwood, who plays John McBurney in this film. Siegel brings a very visceral, a very raw, a very brutal approach to filmmaking. And this film feels very visceral and uncomfortable at times. And Siegel has no problem. He's very much a late 60s into 70s filmmaker who did not pull punches. And it makes it very clear that Clint Eastwood's character in this film is not a great man, including trying to seduce a small young girl to try to get what he wants when he's injured in the war during the Civil War and brought to this home full of young women run by Geraldine Page's Martha. And this Confederate boarding school becomes a trap for this Union soldier who cons his way through the hearts of multiple women living in this place. And there's a sexiness to some of this film. There is a discomfort to how McBurney utilizes lust for his own advantage. I think Clint Eastwood delivers a very compelling, complex, and disturbing performance as this character. It's very interesting comparing this to the film that Sofia Coppola made, the remake starring Colin Farrell. This film is much more taboo in many ways, including finding out some dark and twisted things about Martha, who runs this place, who used to run it with her brother. And there's a lot of trauma and emotional baggage. This has a very brutal approach to it. It has a very distinct raw look to it, very early 70s filmmaking, the use of shadow and everything. It is brutal, it's violent, it's shocking. It takes you through some serious twists and turns. This is a wild film, and it's unexpected and twisted, and certainly delivers quite the cinematic experience worth a watch. Next up, we're going to head into the 21st century to also take us back into the golden age of Hollywood. Because in 2004, Martin Scorsese released The Aviator. And this biopic focuses on the story of Howard Hughes. This is written by John Logan, who brought many a great screenplays to life, including Skyfall and Gladiator. And here we have Leonardo DiCaprio probably giving his most mature performance up to this point in his career. The OCD that Hughes battles with gives Leo a lot of room to be able to show off some interesting layers to his abilities as an actor. And Hughes is such an enigmatic character. And I think DiCaprio really digs in and brings some compelling and charismatic and twisted elements out of this mogul, this very rich man who bounced around from making films to aviation and went through many, many, many a women throughout this experience. And this film is stacked in terms of its cast, with the likes of Kate Blanchett playing Katharine Hepburn. And her performance as Hepburn is electric and really lights up the screen. You have Kate Beckinsale as Ava Gardner. You have a whole bunch of other actors from John C. Riley as the money man of Hughes's estate back home. You have Alec Baldwin as one of his aviation rivals, Alan Alda as Senator Brewster, who's trying to take him down, Ian Holm as a professor, Professor Fitz. You even have the likes of like Gwen Stefani as Jean Harlow or Jude Law as Errol Flynn. There's so many recognizable actors throughout this film. Scorsese really spared no expense trying to bring this whole entire world to life. But also, what's most interesting is looking at the different styles of cinematography that Scorsese incorporates into the film to capture different eras of filmmaking. This is a technical marvel on top of being a big acting showcase for Leonardo DiCaprio. This is probably one of the films that most people would not really put a whole lot of focus on from this era of Scorsese. Obviously, he had The Departed a few years later, but I think The Aviator is a fantastic film that really captures some intriguing things like how it portrays OCD on screen is dynamic and challenging. I think DiCaprio gives a fantastic performance. I think the whole cast is incredible from top to bottom. This is a big, marvelous film, and it captures the magic of movies like only Martin Scorsese could. Lastly, we're going to go to the late 60s to 1968, the big, boisterous, globe-trotting adventure musical Hi, ho, chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you. And yes, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang from director Ken Hughes, based on the novel by Ian Fleming and co-written by Roald Dahl. Fascinating. And this film stars Dick Van Dyke is Heradicus Potts, an inventor who makes a flying car and winds up going on this wondrous adventure with Miss Truly Scrumptious, played by Sally Ann Howes, and Potts's own children as they travel to this wondrous place. This film is absolutely bonkers from a plot perspective, especially as this disappears into this fantastical realm where we have the toy maker played by Benny Hill and Baron Boomburst played by Gert Frobe, and you even have the child catcher played by Robert Helpman, who honestly scared the crap out of me as a child and kind of still does as an adult. This film is not subtle in any way, shape, or form. It is a wild, over the top experience. The musical numbers are so much fun and charming. The movie magic of seeing this car fly, just as a child, really made movies come to life for me. And I've seen this as an adult, and it's still a charming, wild, weird experience that the whole family can enjoy. Like I said, the musical numbers are infectious. Um, I particularly like the old bamboo performance that Dick Van Dyke does earlier in the film at a carnival. And just the dance numbers, the musical numbers, all of it really comes together. And there's so many great moments from Dick Van Dyke and Sally and Howes pretending to be these giant toys and singing and dancing to it. There's just so many wonderful, charming, fantastical elements to this film. The production design is ridiculous. The car itself just comes to life and is magical for sure. Dick Van Dyke, who's still kicking, still going, is such a wonderful performer and brings so much vibrance and life to any role that he has. And Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is certainly one of those great roles that he had and brought so much magic to the screen and just all the dancing and singing, the chemistry he has with the cast and the charisma that he just brings to the screen makes us all come together, to be honest. And sure, is this a particularly compelling and well put together narrative. No, it's a fantastical, wondrous journey with all kinds of fun, silly musical numbers and a whole lot of fantastical elements that we could all just enjoy, sit back and relax, and really captures that magic of movies. But that's a wrap here on the streaming wasteland. So let's do a little recap. So, for Amazon this week, you're going to head over to 1971 for The Beguiled, 2004's The Aviator, and 1968's Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And please make sure to like, comment, and share on this episode. What are your favorite Clint Eastwood films? What are some of your favorite Scorsese films that don't really lean into that, like crime thriller kinds of elements that he goes back to a lot? And what's your favorite musical from childhood? Wonder if Chitty Chitty Bang Bang might be yours as well. And make sure to follow or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. The SPDM Crew Podcasting Network is ever expanding. We have so many great shows with all different kinds of content. And if you want to join the crew, check out our website and see if you want to be a guest on one of our shows or start your own podcast. And if you like our logo, check out High Fly Creative for all your digital marketing needs. But most importantly, thank you as always for tuning in and supporting the streaming wasteland here on the SPDM Crew.